Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Living History Militaria, and I thought I would do a video today on my Stahlhelm collection, German helmets. Got them all displayed out here on the table. I'm going to get a pair of gloves on and we will go ahead and dive right in. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a seat here because I actually just had a hernia surgery 2 days ago, so I'm feeling a little sore. So forgive me, might do a little bit of moaning and groaning here, but I'm going to start off right here. This is a World War I original that was reissued sometime after the war. You can see it's repainted. This is a German M16 Stahlhelm. Obviously has some repainted finish over the top of it, but it is complete. It actually has a finish liner, from what I was told, on the inside of it. So we can see here it's got some padding on the underside of it. This was a trade item. I traded a camouflaged Mark I Brody, I think it was, for this. I've always wanted a World War I Stahlhelm. I always loved the looks of them. Very iconic, but just something special about them. I can't remember if this one had a size in here or not. I'm pretty sure it does somewhere underneath the new repaint. But oh, I think that's it right there. ET 66, I believe, is the size on that one. Yep. Oh, duh. Just check the tag. M16 Stahlhelm finish liner ET 66. So you can kind of see it right here. ET 66. So this is probably one of my favorite helmets in my collection. And then right next to it, we have a really nice example, sort of, a relic example of an M35 Stahlhelm. This one has a Luftwaffe decal, what remains of a Luftwaffe decal right here. You can kind of see the wings of the eagle right here, would be holding the swastika up there. You can tell the difference between the M35s, the M40s, and the M42s by these little grommets up here. The M35s had these little vents right here. They were a two-piece construction, so you can see it's a little bit separate there from the actual shell. And then if you flip it inside out and you look, you can see that it is a separate piece that was inserted there and then kind of flanged outward. It's not one piece, as you'll see here. I don't have an M42 for an example, but I have a lot of M40s, and you can definitely tell the difference. So I'll get to that in a moment. But this is a double decal, or what was a double decal. You can see right here, very, very faintly, underneath this vent, if I don't get my shadow in the way, there's a bit of red paint right here, and there's a bit of white paint right here, and there would have been a little bit of black paint up here for the national colors. So after a lot of squinting and looking and stuff, this is an older, this was one of my first Stahlhelms actually. So I paid $40 for this, and it was dug up somewhere in Germany. There wasn't an exact location, but as you can see here on the back side of it, it is missing a good chunk of the skirting, and there's a large fracture right here on the back left side. But there is a little bit of original paint, I think what is original paint, on the top, and a little bit of pitting here on the brim. But what do you expect for something that was in the ground for, 60, 70, 80 years, however long it was? And right next door to this one, I have another M35. This one I don't like to touch too much because it is pretty fragile. It's got a lot of rusting on pretty much all around it, so I don't like to mess with this one too much. But the special one about this one is it's got pieces of burlap still stuck to the outside, so this was an camouflage helmet at one point. So another nice example of an M35. I think I paid $100 for this one. It's not too bad. I really like Relic stuff. Just kind of has that, you know, this has definitely been there, done that. This one too, been there, done that. So it's almost like a little time capsule. So I really enjoy those. And then moving on to the second row here, excuse the mess in the background, I'm still kind of rearranging stuff around. This one's pretty special. This one right here was dug up in the Demjansk Pocket in Russia. This is a M40 Stahlhelm. You can see the remnants of the here decal here on the left-hand side. And you can see the grommet right here, as opposed to the M35, where you can see that it's actually two pieces. Go back to this side. This side was a better example. That's clearly two pieces, and this one is just stamped right out of the shell. So one piece to kind of save on manufacturing time and materials. This one has some clear battle damage. Looks like some paint of some sort or something ran down it, but the pins right here are a little bit loose. But as you can see here on the top, there's a large impact of some sort. I don't think it was run over by something, because not everything is all squished. It's just kind of there. So not really sure what happened to the wearer of this helmet, but it was a large enough impact that it significantly crushed the inside of this into itself, as you can see here. There's some remains of the helmet liner right here. This is all still in decent shape. It's not too flimsy, but it's all still there. And this one has the initials AT written on the inside. And also, if we look closely, there is, looks like a 12 right next to the T. And there was also, somewhere in here, it was stamped E-MAN, M-A-N-N. And it's very, very faint. It's in here somewhere next to this name, but probably won't be able to pick it up with this lighting. It's very, very faint. Actually, it's, yep, probably not going to see it, but this is a cool one. This one more than likely belonged to someone in the German 16th Army, because that is where, that's who was in the Demjansk Pocket. I paid $85 for this one. I like to label all my stuff with these nice little tags. M40 Stahlhelm, Demjansk Dug, AT initials, 16th Army, more than likely. So, and right here, I got two more, actually 5 more. The rest of these are M40s. But these ones have some winter camouflage on them. These are really cool. I love the looks of these. This one has a very clear and present entry wound here in the right front of the helmet, and also some sort of impact right here on the front brim. This one does not have any remnants of decals, but it still has all the winter camo paint, which is really cool. And there's also, if we turn it around right here, there's a nice big impact right here on the side skirting. So, if only these helmets could talk, if I had any superpower in the world, it would definitely be to talk with my collection. But you can see the inside here is pretty rusted, has some of the original paint still in there, but not much. And just a really nasty entry wound right there. No exit hole on the other side of the helmet, so kind of makes you wonder. But right there you can see, right here, the grommet hole is just stamped out of the actual shell and not that two-piece construction that you see in the M35s. And the difference between the M40s and the M42s also had this one stamped grommet air hole, but instead of this rolled edge here on the bottom around your helmet, it would just be flat, just a sharp edge. It's not hemmed back over itself, so you wouldn't see that there. Right next to that, I have another winter camouflage. Paid $90 for this one. Still has the here decal on the left side. Lots of pitting. Looks like this is just possibly just from sitting. It doesn't look like an impact hole. It has a large stress fracture here on the front of the helmet, going right up the middle, missing the front half of the brim right here. So, pretty interesting. And then if we flip it over, it's got 36 written in here with, could be chalk. I'm not really sure what it is. But, yep. This one's a little rough, but I really like the looks of these winter camo ones. They're really cool, really unique. All the helmets are really unique from each other, but I'm gonna keep that one right here. I'm gonna go back to this one. This one was found in Normandy. No decals on this one. Looks like it has a nice big rust spot, probably just from sitting. Has some pitting up here on the top. The metal is pretty thin, but if we turn it inside out, still has the liner rig still in one piece, so that's pretty cool. That one is also an M40. I paid $75 for that one. And this one right here is really, really cool. I have the original recovery video of this one being dug up in Russia. Let me slide these two back real quick so I can put this on the table. This one was found in an area known as Veliki Luki. Veliki Luki, one of the two. That is the spelling right there. This one's really interesting because it was found at what used to be an airfield, which is now flooded and kind of frozen over. But it has this strange wire piece, this metal, thin metal wire almost, that runs through the vent holes here, or not the vent holes, but actually where the helmet liner would be attached. And it is covered in tarmac on the outside. So I was almost wondering if this was used not so much as a helmet, but maybe to scoop tar. Because it wouldn't make sense to wear this because your helmet liner pins would need to go through here. So, but if we look on the inside's covered in tar. A couple of stress fractures in here, but you can see right there where that wire kind of loops in. So, interesting. Couple of cracks on the top. So, not exactly sure the story behind this one, other than it was found at Veliki Luki Airfield, somewhere near Veliki Luki, at the submerged airfield, what is now flooded and frozen over. So, just a really interesting piece here. So paid $190 for this one after tax and shipping and whatnot, because this one came from overseas. And then right here, this one is really interesting. I'm going to make room for this one as well. I'm going to move this one back very gently. And I'm going to put this one up right here. This is another M40. Remains of the here decal there on the left side. The original paint still on the front. I paid $100 for this one. Got a couple of soft impacts up here with a crack right here. And then if you turn it around, I'm not sure if this was used for target practice or if this was just a really unlucky soldier wearing this. But looking at all of these impacts, you can see there's a couple that come through the back here on the skirting. There is this one right here, and it's matching exit wound, or exit hole I should say, on the other side. I originally thought that maybe something had come in through the top and blown out the back right here. But if you look, it definitely, something came in from this side and exited out this way. So, not entirely sure. This one was also dug up somewhere in Germany. I don't have an exact location. But another small impact right here. So, again, not sure if these were used as target practice, which they very much could have been, or maybe if this was just sitting, on the ground and caught some sort of shrapnel burst or something. But very clear and present battle damage on this one. So I really like the look of this. If we flip this one inside out, still has the liner suspension rig in one piece, and you can kind of see where the paint has kind of been blasted away by those impacts. But really nasty stuff, seeing all these really pointy pieces of metal just coming in and not only having to worry about the bullet itself, but the actual shrapnel from your helmet. So there's a lot of pointy edges on the inside of this helmet, which is really makes for an interesting display piece. But that is all I have for you guys for this video. I want to thank you guys again. Now I'm going to be out of work for a little bit, couple of weeks here, probably 4 to 6 weeks, recovering from surgery. So I'm going to be bored, so I'm going to be making a lot of videos here. So stay tuned for that, and we will see you guys in the next video.